First part, Miles Heller. Chapter 1. For almost a year now, he has been taking photographs of abandoned things. There are at least 2 jobs every day, sometimes as many as 6 or 7. And each time he and his cohorts enter another house, they are confronted by the things, the innumerable cast-off things left behind by the departed families. The absent people have all fled in haste, in shame and confusion, and it is certain that wherever they are living now, if they have found a place to live and are not camped out in the streets, their new dwellings are smaller than the houses they have lost. Each house is a story of failure, of bankruptcy and default, of debt and foreclosure, and he has taken it upon himself to document the last, lingering traces of those scattered lives in order to prove that the vanished families were once here, that the ghosts of people he will never see and never know are still present in the discarded things strewn about their empty houses. The work is called Trashing Out, and he belongs to a 4-man crew employed by the Dunbar Realty Corporation, which subcontracts its home preservation services to the local banks that now own the properties in question. The sprawling flatlands of South Florida are filled with these orphaned structures, and because it is in the interest of the banks to resell them as quickly as possible, the vacated houses must be cleaned, repaired, and made ready to be shown to prospective buyers. In a collapsing world of economic ruin and relentless, ever-expanding hardship, Trashing Out is one of the few thriving businesses in the area. No doubt he is lucky to have found this job. He doesn't know how much longer he can bear it, but the pay is decent, and in a land of fewer and fewer jobs, it is nothing if not a good job. In the beginning, he was stunned by the disarray and the filth, the neglect. Rare is the house he enters that has been left in pristine condition by its former owners. More often, there will have been an eruption of violence and anger, a parting rampage of capricious vandalism. From the open taps of sinks and bathtubs overflowing with water to sledge-hammered, smashed-in walls, or walls covered with obscene graffiti, or walls pocked with bullet holes, not to mention the ripped-out copper pipes, the bleach-stained carpets, the piles of shit deposited on the living room floor. Those are extreme examples, perhaps, impulsive acts triggered by the rage of the dispossessed, disgusting but understandable statements of despair. But even if he is not always gripped by revulsion when he enters a house, he never opens a door without a feeling of dread. Inevitably, the first thing to contend with is the smell, the onslaught of sour air rushing into his nostrils, the ubiquitous, commingled aromas of mildew, rancid milk, cat litter, crud-caked toilet bowls, and food rotting on the kitchen counter. Not even fresh air pouring in through open windows can wipe out the smells. Not even the tidiest, most circumspect removal can erase the stench of defeat. Then, always, there are the objects, the forgotten possessions, the abandoned things. By now, his photographs number in the thousands, and among his burgeoning archive can be found pictures of books, shoes and oil paintings, pianos and toasters, dolls, tea sets and dirty socks, televisions and board games, party dresses and tennis rackets, sofas, silk lingerie, caulking guns, thumbtacks, plastic action figures, tubes of lipstick, rifles, discolored mattresses, knives and forks, poker chips, a stamp collection, and a dead canary lying at the bottom of its cage. He has no idea why he feels compelled to take these pictures. He understands that it is an empty pursuit of no possible benefit to anyone, and yet each time he walks into a house, he senses that the things are calling out to him, speaking to him in the voices of the people who are no longer there, asking him to be looked at one last time before they are carted away. The other members of the crew make fun of him for this obsessive picture-taking, but he pays them no heed. They are of little account in his opinion, and he despises them all. Brain-dead Victor, the crew boss, stuttering chatterbox Paco, and fat, wheezing Freddy, the 3 musketeers of doom. The law says that all salvageable objects above a certain value must be handed over to the bank, which is obliged to return them to their owners, but His coworkers grab whatever they please and never give it a second thought. They consider him a fool for turning his back on these spoils. Bottles of whiskey, the radios, the CD players, the archery equipment, the dirty magazines, but all he wants are his pictures. Not things, but the pictures of things. For some time now, he has made it his business to say as little as possible when he is on the job. Paco and Freddie have taken to calling him El Mudo. He is 28 years old, and to the best of his knowledge, he has no ambitions. No burning ambitions in any case, no clear idea of what building a plausible future might entail for him. He knows that he will not stay in Florida much longer, that the moment is coming when he will feel the need to move on again. But until that need ripens into a necessity to act, he is content to remain in the present and not look ahead. If he has accomplished anything in the 7.5 years since he quit college and struck out on his own, it is this ability to live in the present, to confine himself to the here and now. And although it might not be the most laudable accomplishment one can think of, it has required considerable discipline and self-control for him to achieve it. To have no plans, which is to say, to have no longings or hopes, to be satisfied with your lot, to accept what the world doles out to you from one sunrise to the next. In order to live like that, you must want very little as humanly possible.